Hey guys, long time no vlog. So first of all, I'd like to apologize. We were supposed to do a vlog review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but that week was just crazy and things were happening on a national level also. So I really wasn't in the space to do a vlog. Honestly, since I started doing podcast reviews, you guys might want to follow the FlipGeeks podcast. That's where I do my reviews, along with my podcast buddies. Doing the vlog reviews is sort of like, I could see like the pros and cons in doing the vlog reviews, but I still want to do these vlog reviews just so we could like reach a wider audience. And well, I'm actually not here to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, although I am wearing this Doctor Strange t-shirt. Many thanks to our friends from Comic Central Philippines for sending these over. So they actually sent us 2 shirts, and for the premiere, of course, I wore the Scarlet Witch shirt. And well, this one, I'm not sure if they intended it for me, but it actually fit Paul, so I let Paul wear it. Well, and it also fits me, so I'm also wearing it. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm here to talk about Top Gun Maverick. So, wow, what a incredible cinematic experience that was. So I saw it last Friday for an advanced screening and absolutely loved it. And actually, I just wrapped up doing a podcast review last Saturday, and after doing these podcast reviews, I feel like I'm talked out already about the movie, but there were actually like some points that I wasn't able to discuss in the podcast, which I want to discuss here. So I guess I will start with that. So just a bit of a background, I was actually born in 1986, so the same year that the original film came out. So that's why I sort of have an affinity for the movie, I guess, for the original. And as I mentioned, my dad was a fan, so that's why it also has a special place in my heart. And growing up, it's like one of those movies that I would watch often, or it would be in the background. So yeah, I was very familiar with the first film. Absolutely love the soundtrack to this day. So if you're going to ask me which has a better soundtrack, the 86 movie soundtrack still rocks. So this is what I wanted to talk about that I wasn't able to talk about in the podcast. So I wanted to talk about the new music actually that came out for the Maverick movie. So we have Lady Gaga's Hold My Hand, which is like a really catchy power ballad. And of course we also have One Republic's I ain't worried about it right now, don't worry about it, something like that. But yeah, those are like the 2 songs for the new film. And they're okay. Still the original is actually better. So just because there's like a lot of songs in the first film in the original. So of course, Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone, absolute favorite. Like going to the movie, we were like blasting the soundtrack in the car. So yeah, just really gets you hyped up. And and so of course, aside from that, we also have like Take My Breath Away from the original. You Lost That Lovely Feeling. For the Boys also, which was also actually a Kenny Loggins song for the original film. So if you listen rather to the podcast, the FlipGeeks podcast, I also give a bit of information or like some tidbits about the original soundtrack, about Kenny Loggins' contribution to the soundtrack more specifically. So I guess I just wanted to start off with that because it was something that I wasn't able to discuss in the podcast, just because we were going overtime. And I guess it's just one of the cons doing a podcast. But anyways, so going back to the movie. Wow, just as I mentioned, an absolute cinematic experience. So as I mentioned, the Maverick, well, okay, so of course the original, the 86 film, weighs more when it comes to the music. You know, it has better music, but I guess the rest you'd have to give props to the 2022 film Top Gun Maverick, you know, just because the story is so much better, it's so much stronger, and of course, well, given the progress in, you know, in filmmaking and in technology, just the action sequences, the dog fights, wow, I just can't stop singing praises about it, because, you know, I have to say it's like the best movie experience I've had this year. And we've had a number of strong movies that came out this year, but for me, Top Gun Maverick, as of this moment, tops that, you know, just because of the action and the suspense. So it's like you're really at the edge of your seat, and you know, you're just in anticipation of what's going to happen next. And the fact that they shot the film without relying too much on CGI, it's just like completely blows my mind that it was actually the actors, you know, who were really inside the cockpit. You know, they went to flight school and everything, because, you know, Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise, he really wanted not to use CGI in the film, and you can actually, and they definitely reap the rewards for that, because it was just such a genuine experience, and, you know, it so much that you actually feel like you are the one inside the cockpit. So yeah, that's why you just really have, this is really like a must-see movie in the cinema. So of course, like the biggest screen, the loudest sound, just so that you could really have that like you're really in the cockpit experience. The action, then the story, definitely Maverick is so much better compared to the original. And of course, there's also a lot of well, they've modernized a lot of themes, you know, to reflect the times. So so we have, of course, there's a dangerous mission, and we have like a group of young pilots, but of course, who's going to teach them to survive this mission, to, you know, to make it successful. And we have Tom Cruise's Maverick, Pete Maverick Mitchell. So yeah, so he's basically the same guy from the original, like in terms of him being reckless and, you know, really wanting to push the limits. But of course, you know, he's older now, and he, you know, he's still haunted by ghosts of the past. So more specifically, his co-pilot Goose dying, you know, he's still dealing with that burden. And it's interesting because, you know, just to make things more dramatic, so they call in Maverick to teach these young pilots, you know, the best of the best. And of course, one of them has to be Goose's son, Rooster, played by Miles Teller. So, you know, just to make the tensions more, you know, dramatic and stuff. So yeah, we have that, the tension between the two of them. So of course, Rooster, you know, their past is already murky as it is. And I mentioned this in the podcast, I mentioned this in my full review, which is up on the teampeaching.com/blog. So you might want to check it. I mentioned that it's interesting that Maverick finds himself in this position wherein he is caught between a rock and a hard place, because if he chooses if he chooses Rooster for the mission, for the dangerous mission, there's a chance that he won't be coming back. And of course, you know, he can't do that. He can't deal with that guilt. But then if he doesn't choose Rooster for the mission, Rooster's going to hate him. So yeah, that was a very interesting conflict. Well, without spoiling anything, it was really nice to see how they were able to resolve that, you know, during the latter part of the movie. So yeah, aside from like the action, better story, there's really like lots of drama also. And I guess that's also because they had Val Kilmer in the movie. So in case you don't remember, Val Kilmer was in the original 86 movie. He played Iceman. So He's like the rival of Maverick. So yeah, like two alpha males battling it out. So okay, so I didn't know that Val Kilmer actually is sick. He has throat cancer. So and I found out that Tom Cruise really fought to have him in the movie. So I thought it was just going to be like, because in the trailer he's just mentioned like do a portrait, you know, they zoom in his portrait, blah. And I thought that was it. But apparently he actually appears in the movie, and because of his sickness, they also incorporated that to the character. So that was like, definitely felt a lot of emotions there, you know, to see him, to hear him, you know, try to speak, and with his condition, it was like definitely made our hearts, you know, flutter more, and you know, tears roll down. So another reason why Maverick was extra dramatic. Basically, I have to talk about the mission because compared to the first movie, wherein it's more like, you know, these young pilots trying to be the best in Top Gun, because like Top Gun is the school, or you know, the school, and you know, they just have to outrank each other, you know, to be the best. That was like more of what the first film was about. And in Maverick, there's a real mission, and it's super difficult. As I mentioned in the podcast, it's like a video game, you know, with like different levels, like level 1, level 2, level 3, and you know, it just, each stage is just harder than the last, and you know, it happens consecutively. So that's like, you're really at the edge of your seat. And since the audience knows what the mission is, you know, they had to like repeat it a number of times throughout the movie. But I think it pays off, because as the audience, you anticipate what's going to happen. So yeah, that was like really also one of the reasons why the anticipation is just, you know, really up there, and you anticipate all of these bad things happening, and you kind of wonder how the pilots will make it out. So yeah, it's like one of the reasons why I liked it. And also have to give a shout out, as I mentioned, the Top Gun Maverick is a reflection of our time, so it's more inclusive now. So we have a female pilot, Phoenix, that's her call sign. So she's like really badass and really cool. And as my friend Karen mentioned, you know, it's good that she wasn't like the token chick, you know, that like the guys fight over. So she's just there, she's just cool on her own. So yeah, we hope to see more of these female characters in movies, you know, in action films. And so yeah, thank you so much, Phoenix, for representing. And then we have Bob, who's like the geek, the geek in the group. So in the original '86 movie, they didn't have a geek, probably because, you know, geeks weren't cool back then. But anyways, now we have Bob, so it's like very relatable, because it's like more of like the weapons expert. So that was like pretty cool. So yeah, just can't stop singing praises about this movie. A friend once told me not to give perfect scores for films, but I have to give a 10 out of 10 for Top Gun Maverick, just because it's absolutely blew my mind. I didn't expect it to be that good, but it really was. So kudos like to the team, to the writing team. The story was really tight, and you know, as I mentioned in the podcast, it's like there's a lot of emotions happening right after the other. So yeah, it really you can't really relax, well, except for the topless football beach scene, which is also a nice nod to the '86 film, of course, because they had the volleyball scene. So yeah, just all in all, guys, I can't stop raving about this movie because it was so good. I want to see it again. Please see it in the cinema, like with the biggest screen and the best sound, because you know, if you just see it, you know, if you just watch it on your phone, it's just like, you know, you're just wasting the experience. So If you haven't been back to the cinema since the pandemic, this is the movie. I'm telling you, this is the movie. So, yeah, I'm just glad that Top Gun Maverick was so good. I didn't expect it to be, but I'm just glad that it is. I'm glad that it's here now. And, you know, for all of us to enjoy. So, thank you so much, Paramount Pictures, for the invite, for inviting us to see the film. And yeah, it's just been an absolute blast. I saw it last Friday. I'm still raving about it now. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. Bring your whole family. It's definitely a cinematic experience you shouldn't miss. So yeah, I guess that's it for me. I hope you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. We are almost at our 100th video, our 100th vlog. Can you guys believe that? So yeah, tell your friends and family to subscribe, and I hope that you are also like our Facebook page, Team Picheng, and please do follow me on my socials. That is at Ika_Cheng on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for our 100th video, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I guess that's it for now. This is Ika Cheng signing off. Catch you in the danger zone.